What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about actor Ron Perlman. I want to talk about his estranged wife, a woman that he actually divorced some years ago. Apparently, she is claiming to be suffering mentally and struggling with depression after he decided to end the 38-year marriage. Okay, he had enough. Ron Perlman had enough, right? Now, for those of you who may not be too familiar with Ron Perlman, he's actually a decent actor when he's not on Twitter arguing like a lunatic. But he also was in one of my favorite short-lived franchises, the Hellboy franchise, which it's a shame it has not continued, but he appeared in that. Some of you may or may not have known that. Well, apparently he decided in 2019 to separate from his wife of 38 years. They have 2 children together, and he wanted out of that marriage as soon as possible because he wanted to get to his new woman. And this might be the reason why she's suffering from depression. He went and got him not only a younger wife, but someone of a different hue. Now, that may not play a part in it, but you just never know these days. All right. Now, I'm going to get to this TMZ article. All right. It says Ron Perlman's estranged wife says she was so devastated when he called it quits on their marriage. She needed mental health support, and she's seeking spousal support from the actor to cover her expenses, of course. According to new docs filed by Opal Stone Perlman, I believe that's how you say her name. If I'm saying it wrong, I know y'all gonna tell me. And obtained by TMZ, the stress of her marriage suddenly ending after 38 years caused her to become extremely depressed and anxious, resulting in her needing psychologist help to cope. Well, I believe she has such a hard time because, I mean, if you look at her, then you look at the new woman, even though the new woman is 48, it's very clear that, he was looking for someone younger and someone he felt like was more attractive, more energetic. They're doing TikTok dances together. So he was looking for new energy. And that's why he was ready to get out that marriage. And she's standing there, saying that she's ready to just settle down for life, looking for that life partner. And he's looking to move on to another woman. Now, she says she has also hired a life coach to help her make decisions moving forward as well, because for the past 30 years, Ron was the sole breadwinner for their family, while she was mostly a homemaker. According to the docs, the psychologist and the life coach cost her $4,500 a month, and she's seeking spousal support from Ron to ensure she can continue to afford all her expenses. Is that the most important thing? Is a psychologist? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that the most important thing, or should you be trying to focus on, getting your life together financially, if that's what it is, or you just want Ron back? But Ron doesn't want you back. Okay. Ron has moved on. He's getting back to acting. He's out and about with his new girl and his daughter, right? So Ron has moved on, but it's clear that she hasn't moved on, and she's seeking a way to comfort herself, which is what it seems like, while he has moved on. Okay. Now, she also claims Ron made more than $1.6 million in 2018 and more than $1.1 million in 2019. And though she acknowledges his income has been affected in 2020 by the CV, she suggests he still got plenty of money to pony up some support. She also claims she and Ron have been paying their 2 adult children $5,000 per month to pursue their careers. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need to tell your children to go get jobs, because one of them, and I believe it's the daughter, she's in her mid-30s, and the son is like what? I believe in his 30s, I'm not mistaken. Or earlier. Let's see. She also claims she and Ron read through that. She said, but she claims Ron stopped making those payments since filing for divorce in late 2019. She also wants Ron to kick back $100,000 to her before her legal fees. We broke the story. Ron filed docs in October seeking to be declared legally single so he can marry his fiancée, Allison Dunbar. At the time, he said he and his ex could work out other divorce issues like spousal support and division of property. So he really, not only did Ron want out of this marriage, Ron wanted to marry that new woman. Ron was already done with the marriage. He actually met his fiance, I believe, on a movie in 2018. And they just quickly got together, and he quickly got out that marriage. He wanted nothing to do with his wife, man. And that's probably why she's having a mental breakdown. But again, listen, she was with this guy for 38 years. I do expect for some type of arrangement to be made. I don't think he shouldn't pay anything. I don't think that's the question. But if you look at his income compared to maybe other actors who has like 30, 40, 50 million they've made, throughout their career, Ron was only making close to $1 million a year, or a little under 2 million. So it's not like he's out here making a ton of money. So so he's looking at it as, well, I'm helping the kids out. I'm trying to get married out. I want to settle this, but it seems like his ex wants to keep things going. It seems that she's trying to hold on. I just think that what Ron needs to do is get with her and try to settle this as quickly as possible if he's trying to marry somebody else. Because something needs to be worked out, because this woman clearly has not moved on. She clearly wants him to take care of her. And she's going to hold this over his head that, oh, well, you left. I'm having a mental breakdown. You need to compensate me for that. Now, again, what I think Ron should do is work out the divorce settlement, get her to pay for her own therapist or whatnot, instead of having me pay for it. She can pay for it for herself. And that's how it should be. I don't think that she should be trying to hold this over his head when she knows that he doesn't want to be with her no more. Going back and trying to change it to where I want a little bit more money for this and I want a little bit more money for that. Just settle it, man. He's trying to drag it out so he don't have to pay her more and more money. But Ron, you're going to have to pony up something, okay? Because she is not happy about how things have gone. And she is going to, once again, hold this over your head until you give her something. A little bit more, until you don't have anything. So you need to settle this as quickly as possible, man. Now, this is from the Daily Mail. It talked about Ron Perlman's estranged wife, says she needs help from a psychologist. Now, both of these two are over about 70, right? They have 2 children together. But I think one of the things that this has displayed to me is that you have older women. You have older women who are in these marriages for a long time. It kind of reminds me of Jesse Williams. I know the actor Jesse Williams, his divorce. You can tell his wife was so upset that they were going to be separating and that he was going to be dating other women that she tried to use child support and spouse support to sort of get her payback. But at the end of the day, you may get a lot of money from him, but you're still going to be unhappy. You're not going to be able to mirror the life you had with him with anybody else. He's just going to move on and continue to work and date the women that he wants to date. So a lot of these I'm saying older, but in that sense, you got a woman who's a mother, right? Who's gotten older. These women who get into these relationships and marriages for a long time, and they're putting that guy first, not understanding that at some point that may come to an end. Now, this is one of the rare occasions, okay, where you have the man file for divorce. Ron Perlman filed for divorce from his wife. He didn't want to be with her anymore. He left for a woman he felt was more attractive. Yes, a woman who's the exact opposite than her, because his new woman, Allison, she kind of comes off as a bit wild, energetic, even though she's 48. And she just gives off this energy of fun, good times, which tells you how he felt like his marriage was anything but a good time. Which is why when he met her and started dating her, he couldn't wait to get out of his marriage. He couldn't wait to get away from her. And that's just the sad reality of a lot of these marriages that last for a long time. The women end them most of the time. But it's going to be that rare occasion where that guy looks out for himself and say, I want out. But do I think he should pay us spousal support? Yes. Why is this thing dragging on? I have no idea. If you want to be with your new woman, you need to go and settle this as soon as possible so you can move on, so she can move on. Now, if she's going back and forth to court, if she's refusing to sign paperwork because she wants to drag this out, which is probably what is going on. She's probably trying to drag this out as long as possible to keep him from marrying that other woman. Because if he filed for divorce in 2019, now we can say, well, the CV's going on, so maybe they couldn't get to court. Man, all these divorces that happened last year, it's clear to me that she might be dragging this thing on, adding more and more stuff into the divorce to keep him from marrying the other woman. Honestly, the best thing this woman can do is move on with her life. I know she's older. She's probably going to feel like she's alone, but you can't keep somebody that don't want to be there. So